All right, students, today we are learning about writing whole numbers in expanded form. So this should be a little bit of something you might have heard of already. It has a lot to do with the place value of numbers. We're learning today about expanded form. And remember that whole numbers are numbers that are like your counting numbers. Your 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Okay, to get set up today, make sure you have out your yellow math notebook. You have a sharpened pencil ready. Oh, I should add to this also, you're going to want a ruler or some kind of a straight edge, but a ruler would be best. All right, to set your notebook up, you're going to title this at the top. This lesson is on expanded form. And it all has to do with place value, so we're going to draw a quick place value chart at the top of our page as well. So draw this along with me. We have, let me just get the pen, there we go. Put a line across the top as straight as we can get it. And then, let's see, we're going to have our ones place right here, our tens place right here, hundreds place, thousands place, 10,000s place, 100,000s place, and our 1 millions place. So that's a 1 with 2 sets of 3 zeros, that's 6 zeros total. Hopefully you notice the pattern along the top here that each time we move to the left, we're putting a 0 onto the end as we get 10 times greater when we move to the left on the place value chart. So that's just a little chart to keep at the top so that we remember our place values as we're going through some of these examples. I'm sure you remember seeing those before. All right, so here's your first example. We have the number 63,214, and we're going to put it into our place value chart. So first you've got the 4 that goes in the ones place, the 1 in the tens place, the 2 in the hundreds, 3 in the thousands, and 6 in the 10,000s. So write that into your own place value chart. And then we're going to add what this means in expanded form over here on the side. So the first one we're going to look at is the biggest value. So we're going to look first at the 6 and the 10,000s, which basically means you have 6 copies of a 10,000. So really that means it's 6 times 10,000, which is equal to 60,000. That's 60 with 3 zeros. Sorry, I got a little bunched up there. So that's 60,000 right there. The next one is 3 in the thousands place. So that's 3 copies of 1,000, 3 times 1,000, which is equal to 3,000. Then you've got 2 in the hundreds place, which is 2 times 100. And that is equal to 200. And then you've got 4 in the ones place, 4 times, oh, sorry, did I miss one? Yep, I missed one. Let's see if we can go back to the tens place. We've got a 1 in the tens place, 1 times 10 equals 10. And then we've got 4 times 1 equals 4. Okay, so there's all of our values of each of the digits over here. And then as we write that in expanded form, it's going to look like this: 60,000 plus 3,000 plus 200 plus 10 plus 4. So you just take each of the values and put a plus sign in between them, and this right here is what you get for expanded form. Okay, here's another example of a number written in standard form here in the place value chart. You can see this number is 100 27,324. And we're going to write this into expanded form. So first we're going to take the biggest digit out here to the left, and we're going to say that that is 1 times 100,000. And then we have our next number over. Let me make my pen a little bit smaller here. And maybe I'll zoom this in just a little bit. There we go. And our next one is 2 times 10,000, which is equal to 20,000. Oh, I forgot to equal this. So this one is equal to just one, oops. That would be 100,000 right here. Then we've got 2 times 10,000. We've got 7 times 1,000. That equals to 7,000. We've got 3 times 100. That's equal to 300. We've got 2 in the tens place, so 2 times 10 is 20. And then also we have 4 ones, so we have 4 times 1, that's equal to 4. Okay, so there's all of our values. To write it out in expanded form, we're taking each of those and we're writing them out as an expression using addition signs in between. So we have 100,000 plus 20,000 plus 7,000 plus 300. Sorry, this is getting pretty sloppy. Plus 20 plus 4. So again, you can just see each of those numbers expanded out according to the value that they have because of their place. All right, on these slides, it's your turn to try to put these into expanded form in your notebook. So take your notebook chart out, the same one that we started adding the notes to, and write this number, 403,168 in expanded form. The answer is on the next slide, but make sure you pause the video and attempt to write this out in expanded form on your own first. Here's the answer to the last question, how to write 403,168 in standard form. You can see right down here, it's 400,000 plus 3,000 plus 100 plus 60 plus 8. Notice when there's a 0 in the number that you don't need to represent that in the expanded form because there are 0 10,000, so you don't need to do plus 0. You can just skip it and go to the next value. Here's another practice problem for you to try. Pause the video and write down 83,110 in expanded form. Here's the answer to the last problem. You've got 80,000 plus 3,000 plus 100 plus 10. Now, a lot of times when you're going to be writing numbers in expanded form, you're not going to write it all out into the place value chart every time. You're going to just start to memorize and see the value of the number just based on the order that it comes in. So you can see here that you're identifying the value of each of those numbers. You've got your ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, and 10,000s here so that you can write this number out into expanded form from there. So here's 46,012 in expanded form. On the side, we have it being multiplied by the place value it's in. So you've got 4 in the 10,000, so that's 4 times 10,000. 6 times 1,000. You got 0 in the hundreds, that's why that one is skipped. You got 1 in the 10, so that's 1 times 10. And then you got 2 in the ones. So here is the expanded form of that number. So you're just taking each of those values and you're writing it out with the value it represents. These are your practice problems to complete. To see how you're doing with the learning target, I can write whole numbers in expanded form. There are 3 problems to do. It's okay if you get help from somebody on the first 1, 2 problems, but do your very best to complete number 3 independently on your own to see if you can do the learning target today. The last thing we're going to talk about is putting a number from expanded form back into standard form. So here you can see number 1 is already written in expanded form. It's 70,000 plus 5,000 plus 300 plus 20 plus 6. So as you're doing this, you're putting the number back into normal form, the regular way a number would look. So let's take a look at this first one here. We're going to take and put 70,000 plus 5,000 plus 300 plus 20 plus 6. So I know I have 75,000 because I have 70,000 and 5,000. So I'm putting those back together. 7 in the 10,000s, 5 in the thousands. Now I'm onto my hundreds place right here. So I'm going to put 3 in the hundreds place, 2 in the tens place, and 6 in the ones place. For number 2, I'm going to start with the biggest value first. Here I have 100,000, so I'm going to put 1 in my 100,000s place. I have no numbers in my 10,000s place, so I know I'm going to need to put a 0 into my 10,000s place. Next, I have a 6 in the thousands, so I can write my 6 in my thousands place, comma, and then I also see I have 0 in my hundreds place, so I'm going to put a 0 there, my hundreds. I've got an 8 in the tens place and a 4 in the ones place. Okay, I'm not going to do number 3 for you. I want you to complete number 3 in your notebook. See if you can write this number right here into your notebook in standard form.